The XRP community has been absolutely buzzing, and today's news just poured gasoline on the fire. Apple, yes, Apple, just dropped something that could set the stage for an XRP explosion like we've never seen before. We're not talking small hype here. This could reshape the digital payments landscape in a way that forces the world to finally pay attention to XRP. And make no mistake, this is not financial advice. Let's start with the obvious question. Why would Apple even be linked to XRP? For years, Ripple has been positioning itself as the backbone for fast, cheap, cross-border payments, while Apple Pay has been slowly growing into a massive global payments player. Now imagine those two worlds colliding. What happens when a trillion-dollar tech giant like Apple looks at scaling instant borderless transactions, and XRP's technology is sitting right there, perfectly built for the job? It's not just speculation, it's a logical step. And if even a fraction of this connection plays out, the impact on XRP's price and adoption would be nothing short of historic. But here's where it gets wild. The community is already dissecting today's moves like it's a treasure map. Tweets are blowing up. Insiders are hinting that this Apple connection is much bigger than just rumors. And analysts are breaking down how a single tech partnership could turn XRP from a crypto underdog into the backbone of global finance. The question is, are you ready for what comes next? Because most people aren't. Think about it. Apple doesn't step into anything halfway. When Apple makes a move, the entire industry shifts. Remember what happened to smartphones after the first iPhone? Or what Apple did to the music industry with iTunes? If Apple even whispers about using XRP for settlement, liquidity, or transactions, we're talking about a domino effect that could force banks, payment providers, and competitors to adapt or get left behind. XRP isn't just another altcoin. It's designed for exactly this kind of scale. Now, I want you to picture this. Apple Pay processing millions of transactions per second, seamlessly settling across borders. No clunky SWIFT delays, no high fees. XRP can do that. And if that becomes reality, we're not just looking at a pump, we're looking at a complete financial reset. But wait until you hear what today's chatter is really revealing. One of the most viral posts today suggested that Apple's engineers have been studying blockchain integration for years, quietly preparing for a rollout. And the XRP community is pointing out that Ripple's tech stack is uniquely suited for the kind of efficiency Apple is obsessed with. The speculation? Apple doesn't need to build its own blockchain. It just needs to integrate with the best existing solution. That's where XRP comes in. And think about the numbers. Apple controls a customer base of over 1 billion active devices. If even 10% of those users were transacting through a system powered by XRP, we're talking about a surge in utility like nothing the crypto world has ever seen. Remember, price follows utility. And XRP's design has always been about real-world use. Not hype, not memes, but actual payments at scale. This is what separates it from the crowd. But let's address the elephant in the room: skepticism. Some people are quick to dismiss this news as just another rumor. They say Apple wouldn't touch crypto, or XRP is still stuck in legal battles, or adoption is too far off. And to those doubts, I say, go back and look at the history of disruptive tech. People laughed at Amazon when it was just selling books. They dismissed Tesla when it was burning cash. They mocked Bitcoin at $100. Skepticism is natural, but it's also what blinds people right before the breakthrough moment. Here's the kicker. XRP doesn't need Apple to fully partner to explode. All it takes is a hint, an integration, a feature rollout where Apple taps into Ripple's liquidity or settlement rails, and the market will do the rest. Hype alone could ignite a wave, but adoption would cement XRP's place in history. And the whispers right now suggest that something is already moving behind the scenes. So what does this mean for price action? Let's talk about scenarios. In the short term, if this narrative keeps heating up, XRP could easily retest its highs faster than anyone expects. But the long-term potential? If Apple or other mega corporations start leveraging XRP, then those wild $10, $50, or even $100 price targets that skeptics laugh at suddenly don't seem so unrealistic. Because remember, value follows demand, and demand explodes when utility goes global. Now here's where it gets even more exciting. Today's posts weren't just talking about Apple, they were connecting dots with other tech giants too. The idea is that if Apple makes a move, companies like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft can't afford to sit on the sidelines. Competition forces innovation, and XRP could become the standard they all rally around for instant liquidity and settlement. The question is, do you want to be positioned before or after that domino falls? Let's also clear up one common myth. XRP is dead because the SEC slowed it down. Wrong. XRP not only survived the legal storm, it came out stronger. And now the narrative is shifting. Regulators are beginning to understand utility. Institutions are warming up, and global adoption is picking up speed. Combine that with even the possibility of Apple making a move, and you've got the recipe for an explosive breakout. And if you're doubting this surge like most are, let me ask you this. Why is engagement spiking across the XRP community today? Why are influencers, traders, and insiders suddenly converging on this exact narrative? It's because they smell blood in the water. The smart money knows opportunity doesn't knock twice. And when tech meets finance, revolutions happen. So here's the climax. If Apple makes this move, and even the smallest integration would count, XRP isn't just going to moon. It could redefine what crypto means for everyday people. The mainstream adoption dream that's been teased for years could finally become reality. And when that happens, the people holding strong today will be the ones telling the story tomorrow. This is where I leave it to you. Do you think Apple is preparing to flip the switch on XRP? Are we standing at the edge of the biggest financial transformation of our lifetimes? Drop your XRP price target in the comments below, because I want to see where this community stands. And if this blew your mind, smash that like button, subscribe for more daily XRP alpha, and share this video with your friends, because the more people understand what's coming, the stronger our community becomes. Together, we ride this wave. XRP to the moon. Let's make history.